Yo, it's your boy YoungMully. Now check this shit out, man. I told y'all we finna give you the winner section from this year's Premier League as well. 2 days ago we made the loser section, but today we're gonna make the W's, man. We just can't handle the L's, you know what I'm saying? But with no further ado, let's get into it. Now, number 1 we got Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, man. Now, it's easy to forget given the end results, but in December Pep Guardiola was under serious pressure, y'all. Manchester City had just thrown 1-1 at home to West Brom, and after 13 games of the league season, Manchester City were in 9th place in the table, imitating Arsenal, having won only 5 matches out of the 13. They had dropped 16 points, as many as they did in the whole of 2018-2019 season, and 2 more than they did in the whole of 2017-2018 season. On top of that shit, Manchester City had kept only 5 clean sheets in 13 games. Pep tweaked a few things then. That's the best managers do when shit ain't going their way. First of all, he changed the position of Gundogan. Gundogan's revolution is how Guardiola created a new attacking system almost overnight. Gundogan was put higher up the pitch, while Cancelo became a full-time inverted fullback. This led to Gundogan being the top scorer of Manchester City this season, and before this season he had never scored more than 6 goals. This season he managed 13 goals only in the Premier League, fam. Furthermore, in the last 3 previous seasons in Manchester, only twice has Manchester City started without either Gabriel Jesus or Sergio Aguero, and on both occasions they lost at Stamford Bridge. Again, Guardiola was forced to do the same shit against Leicester City and Leeds United earlier this season. City took only 1 point from 2 games. But against Leeds and Newcastle in December, they were forced to do that shit again because Gabriel and Aguero were injured. And since then he started playing a formation with no strikers, with either Foden, Kevin De Bruyne and sometimes even Sterling as false number 9. And since that day, man, they didn't look back. Liverpool away, PSG home and away, Borussia Dortmund home and away, all high profile matches Manchester City won, they had no recognized striker. Great managers, they recognize the issue early and rectify it. They don't jerk around trying the same shit expecting different results, bruh. That's some fucking madness. But anyways, man, on number 2 we got Ruben Dias and John Stones. The arrival of Ruben Dias in Manchester transformed Manchester City, man. It was something like Virgil van Dijk did in Liverpool. Within 6 months of Virgil van Dijk arriving in Liverpool, Liverpool won the Champions League. 1 year and a half later, they won the Premier League for the first time in their motherfucking history. Straight up, man, Diaz is the signing of the season, while Stones is probably the most improved player after Luke Shaw. Manchester City's record with the pair starting is motherfucking crazy, bruh. 21 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. From November to February, they played 15 games together and conceded only 1 goal, and that was a consolation goal to Hudson-Odoi against Chelsea. Those 2 guys gave Manchester City the platform to win the title. Now at number 3 we got Bielsa and Leeds. Now Leeds did spend some money last summer, but Diego Llorente and Rodrigo, the 2 most expensive arrivals, both had a combine of 28 league starts. The 8 players with the most minutes for Leeds in the Premier League this season were at the club last season back in the Championship, bruh. This is some crazy shit. Bielsa elevated the level of all the motherfucking players he was with in the Championship to the Premier League. Bielsa was kicked out to the curb by Lille in 2017, but since his arrival in Leeds he has transformed the team. Wolves, when they were promoted from the Championship to the Premier League a couple of seasons ago, they made a total points of 57 in their first season, and that was some kind of record in the last 20 years. But Leeds, they beat that shit, man, they beat that shit, but the only difference was Leeds did it with the squad they largely had in the Championship. Like they say, man, a manager sometimes could be everything. Now at number 4 we got West Ham. After their opening day defeat to Newcastle United, West Ham were a club in the middle of a civil war. The fans believed their club was moonwalking to the relegation. Captain Mark Noble has spoken out against the sale of academy graduate Grady Diangana to West Brom, and he said that this is the proof that his beloved club lacked any direction or identity. Bruh, how times changed though. Since then, Diangana played 15 matches this season in all competitions, drawing 5 and losing the other 10. We could safely say he has float, man. While David Moyes captained an amazing season that only ran out of legs when injuries and fatigue hit West Ham in its final weeks. Stormzy once said in a song, David Moyes pulled up and fucked things up, man. But this season, David Moyes pulled up and shone, bruh. And by the way, they still ended the season with European qualification confirmed for next season. Now at number 5 we got Ole, man. I continue to believe that Solskjaer is not the best manager that Manchester United could have. Their progress given the money used hasn't been the best, man. When a team that has spent 300 millions are celebrating Europa League final, makes you think like, what the fuck, man? Having said that though, Manchester United have 8 points more than they did last season, and that's progress even though it's baby steps, you know what I'm saying? And their away from this season has nothing been short of excellent. When falling behind, Manchester United turn into a motherfucking beast, and they often start the games very slow though. But next season Solskjaer will have to put a serious title challenge. It's hard to fathom a Manchester United manager staying in the job for 3.5 years without challenging for a title. and having spent already 300 millions, and no doubt he will likely improve his squad this summer as well, a title challenge should be at least expected. But winning the Europa League final today, in addition to the second place finish in the Premier League, Solskjaer will end this season in a more secure position than he started. That represents a significant success for a man in his first high-profile managerial job. And that's a W, man. We gotta give the homie a W. While at it, at number 6 we got Bruno Fernandes, man. Bruh, where on earth would Manchester United be without Bruno? He has created 95 chances in the Premier League this season. No other motherfucking player managed more than 87. His 30 goals and assists were beaten by only Harry Kane. Now Harry Kane, bruh, number 7, bruh, straight up. The Premier League top goal scorer and top assist provider in the same season. On course to break Alan Shearer's all-time Premier League goal scoring record. Bruh, never take for granted just how of a good motherfucker this player is. And no cap, man, he might just win the title next season wherever he goes, man. Either be it Chelsea or Manchester City. Now at number 8 we got England's young players. This season 16 English players aged 21 or under at the start of the season reached 1000 Premier League minutes. In 2016-2017 season, that total was just 9. And look at the names among them, bruh. Greenwood, Saka, Jones, Hudson-Odoi, Foden, James, McNeil, Rice, Mount, and Alexander-Arnold. England are blessed with some talent out here, man, in the next few years, but time will tell if they will deliver. Last but not least, man, we got Thomas Tuchel, man. Now, I ain't even gotta say a lot about this homie, man. When he pulled up Chelsea with a 9th place, they were sucking, they were rotten out there, man. They were looking like a poor man's shit. But Thomas Tuchel has completely changed them, man. True, they lost the FA Cup final, and they lost the last game to Aston Villa, and they lost to Arsenal recently as well. So that takes away a little bit from the shine. But still, man, without him, they wouldn't be in this position in the first place. Now, if they win the Champions League, man, that would be the cherry on the cake, and we'll see. But one thing for sure, man, next season a title challenge is expected in the list from this team because they have some good quality in the team. But anyways, man, we got some honorable mentions as well. Mandem like Ollie Watkins and Patrick Bamford. These homies came from the Championship and they score regularly throughout the season. Both of them have a combined goals of 31, and that's really good for players who came from the Championship, you know what I'm saying? And I expect both players to be even better next season. And another honorable mention is Brendan Rodgers. Even though they fucked up for the second time in a row in the last minute of the last week of the season to get the Champions League spot, they still had a very good season, man. And if they haven't suffered the injuries they have suffered, maybe that could have been possible, you know what I'm saying? But at least they have the FA Cup to show for it this season. But anyways, man, it is what it is. This is the winner sections for y'all, man. And of course, we could have put even more players out here. We mentioned Luke Shaw, JC Lingard, just to name a few. Get in the comment section, hit me up with your thoughts. It's your boy YoungMully. Definitely like and subscribe. It's lit.